Yeah.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Madridov, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Madrimov was a little difficult to eat. He's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
The upcoming showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has sparked intense debates. Many believe that Canelo has the edge in this matchup. As a 4-division world champion and the undisputed super middleweight champion, Canelo brings a powerful mix of experience and skill that could overwhelm Crawford. While Crawford has shown dominance at welterweight, moving up to face someone as strong and experienced as Canelo at 168 pounds could be a huge challenge. Canelo's power, pressure, and years of experience at higher weight classes could be too much for Crawford to handle. Here's why Alvarez could dominate in this fight.
He went on the rant with Teddy Atlas.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez.
Boxeador mexicano.
Más popular,
pero sin causa. Sí.
It's fucking crazy, that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
The much-anticipated fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is set for September 2025, during Mexican Independence Day weekend. Canelo will defend his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles against Crawford, who is stepping up from welterweight to take on the challenge at 168 pounds. Crawford, known for his skill and versatility, faces a tough test against the undefeated Canelo, the reigning champion. This fight is expected to be one of the biggest boxing events of the year, with both fighters competing for supremacy in the super middleweight division.
When Terence Crawford said that he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kobe. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bivol. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was against an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up, okay? And Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terence Crawford. Let's just keep it a bit.
Canelo Alvarez's advantages in a fight with Terence Crawford go beyond his raw power. The Mexican superstar has spent years honing his skills against some of the toughest opponents in various weight classes, from Gennady Golovkin to Sergey Kovalev. Canelo's ability to adjust to different fighting styles, combined with his strong chin, makes him a nightmare for anyone stepping into the ring, especially someone like Crawford who is moving up in weight. Crawford has never faced anyone with the combination of skills, power, and experience that Canelo brings.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. Power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When he fought Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Canelo's success at super middleweight shows he's right at home at 168 pounds. His physical strength, sharp body punches, and ability to cut off the ring make it extremely difficult for smaller, faster fighters to stick to their game plans. While Crawford's speed and technical ability are impressive, they may not be enough to overcome the size and strength advantage Canelo has at this weight. Fighting at a weight where Canelo is naturally stronger could make it harder for Crawford to land effective punches.
Es esta, fíjate. Pam, 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 pam. Hun, hun, hun. Pam. Gancho. Hun, hun, hun. Hun, hun, hun. Digo. Eso. Eso. Eso.
Canelo's wealth of experience in high-stakes bouts gives him a mental edge. He's used to the pressure of huge fights, pay-per-view events, and facing opponents with a wide range of fighting styles. Crawford, though undefeated, has never faced anyone with the mix of skills, power, and ring intelligence that Canelo possesses. Moving up 2 weight classes to face someone of Canelo's caliber could expose Crawford to challenges he's never had to deal with before.
Go crazy with Canelo. Oh, he's too big. He's a good night for Crawford. He's going to bed. All that stuff. Not so fast. Not so fast. Don't forget that the other guy is bringing something to the party too. And he's bringing the things that hopefully I just described to you guys in the best way I can. When it gets closer, we'll get more thorough with it. But right now, I think you know where I'm leaning. And I'll make it even clearer where I'm leaving. So there isn't a lot of suspense. I ain't going against Crawford. Okay? I do think he's that special guy. I think Canelo's special too. But I think Crawford's special in a little bit, even more so. Even more so. He hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical genetics, the physical DNA. So that's it. Okay? Good. You don't like it? Too bad.
I think that was a fair breakdown. I mean, listen, those ingredients you're touching on with the smaller man are the same ingredients you saw in Usyk. Abilities and ways to find a way to win.
I'd like to know what the weight's at in this fight, but has that been figured out yet? Probably not, because
no.
That to me is a variable there.
While Crawford's dominance at welterweight is undeniable, his recent win over Errol Spence Jr. helped cement his legacy at 147 pounds. However, stepping up to face a natural super middleweight like Canelo is a whole different challenge. Canelo has spent years facing opponents who are naturally bigger, stronger, and tougher. He's shown time and again that he excels in these kinds of environments. The differences in size, strength, and experience could very well be the deciding factors. Canelo's ability to break down opponents with strategic aggression and powerful body shots could make life difficult for Crawford, who has never faced such a physically demanding fight.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, powered by Stagefront VIP, being joined here with Teddy Atlas. Teddy, I got to get just right to it. Terence Crawford wanting to move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. You as a trainer, what's your insight on that? And I don't know, would you advise a fighter to move up 3 weight classes to fight someone like Canelo?
You got to remember, he's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3, you know?
5,
Yeah, my math is different than yours, being that I've been in this business my whole life. So 6 is a lot. 6 weight classes. That's a lot. 3, he had the skeleton for it. Does he have the skeleton to go up 6? I don't know that he does, but I know he's got this. I know he's got this. I know he's got the character, and I know he's got the mind. I know he has special gifts that very few fighters have.
Teddy Atlas raises an interesting point about the potential weight issue in this fight. He suggests that Canelo might struggle to make 160 pounds, which could be the ideal weight for Crawford. Atlas speculates that a catch weight, like 164 pounds, could be a possible solution, though he believes Canelo would be reluctant to agree to it, given his dominance at 168 pounds. This weight issue could play a big role in how each fighter performs, affecting their ability to execute their game plans. Atlas also mentions Crawford's versatility and how it could help him against Canelo, despite the size difference.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford. There's nobody there. You got to show me that you can beat him.
The most obvious factor when looking at this fight is the weight difference. Canelo has been comfortably dominating at 168 pounds, fighting opponents who are naturally bigger and stronger. Crawford, on the other hand, has spent most of his career at lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight. While Crawford is undoubtedly talented and powerful for his size, moving up to face a seasoned super middleweight champion like Canelo will present a huge physical disadvantage that could hinder his usual fighting style.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best, and I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is. But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
World champion Demetrius Andrade believes that while Crawford is an exceptional fighter, Canelo's size and experience in higher weight classes give him the advantage. Andrade predicts that Crawford might struggle with Canelo's power and agility. One major hurdle for Crawford will be the jump up 2 weight classes. Crawford previously moved up to 154 pounds for his last fight, where he earned a decision victory over Israel Madrimov. But making the leap to super middleweight will mean facing opponents who are much larger and stronger.
I mean, I can't really say nothing about that. If that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's going to do. Canelo is a man that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him. But I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
Payday. I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experiment the 154, and he knows. He knows. Maybe he do in 168 for a big check.
My last thing, Canelo, you just donated $70 million to build. You donated $70 million to build a center for kids with special needs in Mexico. Tell me about why did you do that?
I always try to help people.
Why?
And I don't like to respond this kind of thing because I don't like to put myself like I help. I help from the bottom of my heart.
It was very nice.
Enrique, don Eduardo, las palabras de
Canelo is known for his devastating power, especially at 168 pounds. He's knocked out opponents like Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders with crushing body shots and perfectly timed punches. Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds, may struggle to take the kind of punishment that Canelo delivers. Alvarez's relentless body attacks could wear Crawford down, draining his energy and neutralizing his speed.
Obviously, you can't look forward past Saturday, but do you feel like a fight like Terence Crawford? I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
You know, everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. You know, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and then you never know what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'll be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Crawford is widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of his generation. His ability to switch stances seamlessly, his pinpoint accuracy, and his ring generalship have allowed him to dominate at every weight class he's fought in. His victory over Errol Spence Jr. was a masterclass in timing, precision, and adaptability. However, stepping up to fight Canelo will present challenges Crawford has never faced before.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he's still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
Crawford's speed and timing are his greatest strengths, but facing a physically larger and stronger opponent like Canelo could force him to fight more cautiously. Crawford has never faced someone who can pressure him with such power while also being defensively sound. The added weight could also slow him down, making it harder for him to land his trademark sharp counters.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring. I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Saul Mike Arnal, how are you? Quick question. I know. As we walk, Canelo, how important is it that you've spoke with Turki Al Sheikh?
Say again, please.
How important for you is it that you've spoke to Turki Al Sheikh, and what did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. You know, I'm a free agent, and I like to work with everybody. And you know, I like to have the doors open.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there always. No, we'll see what happens.
Have you spoke with Turki about that show? About Canelo?
We know each other. We don't talk that much for make a deal and anything, but you know, we now know each other, and we'll see what happens.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez Morel, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. 50-50 fight.
Canelo, thank you.
Canelo is one of the best body punchers in the sport. He systematically breaks down his opponents by targeting their midsection, making them more vulnerable as the fight progresses. Crawford, who has never faced someone with Canelo's level of body attack, may struggle to maintain his movement and sharpness throughout the 12 rounds.